All right. We're going to make some sensual chocolate today on the Tommy Stiggs Hour. As you can see, I gently, with love, place that chocolate in every crevice. Little by little, I cover it lovingly. I can just taste the delicate and beautiful chocolate reeling through my mouth and into my pores. It's an experience you'll never forget.
Awesome. I need that for a commercial.
There is your there is your clip, Osada. That is gonna sell it right there.
President's address to the General Assembly of the United Nations from the UN building in New York City, September 25th, 1961.
Mr. President, honored delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the problem is the life of this organization. It will either grow to meet the challenges of our age, or it will be gone with the wind, without influence, without force, without respect. Were we to let it die, to enfeeble its vigor, to cripple its powers, we would condemn our future. And war appeals no longer as a rational alternative. Unconditional war can no longer lead to unconditional victory. It can no longer serve to settle disputes. It can no longer concern the great powers alone. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. Let us call a truce to terror. Let us invoke the blessings of peace. Let us join in dismantling the national capacity to wage war. In this hall, there are not three forces, but two. One is composed of those who are trying to build the kind of world described in Articles 1 and 2 of the Charter. The other, seeking a very different world, would undermine this organization in the process. Today of all days, our dedication to the Charter must be maintained. It must be strengthened. The United Nations obligation to act, it is still there in the Charter. The Secretary General, in a very real sense, is the servant of this assembly. Diminish his authority, and you diminish the authority of the only body where all nations, regardless of power, are equal and sovereign. Until all the powerful adjust, the weak will be secure only in the strength of the General Assembly. Effective and independent executive action is not the same question as balanced representation. Today, every inhabitant of this planet must contemplate the day when this planet may no longer be habitable. Every man, woman, and child lives under a nuclear sword of Damocles, hanging by the slenderest of threads, capable of being cut at any moment by accident or miscalculation or by madness. The weapons of war must be abolished before they abolish us. With the agreement of the Soviet Union, under the label, both nations now accept of general and complete disarmament, a new statement of newly agreed principles for negotiation. But we are well aware that all issues of principle are not settled, and that principles alone are not enough. It is therefore our intention to challenge the Soviet Union, not to an arms race, but to a peace race. In short, general and complete disarmament must no longer be a slogan used to resist first steps. It is now a realistic plan and a test of those only willing to talk and a test of those willing to act. Such a plan would not bring a world free from conflict and greed, but it would bring a world free from the terrors of mass destruction. It would not usher in the era of the superstate, but it would usher in an era in which no state could annihilate or be annihilated by another. While we were negotiating in good faith, others were secretly preparing new experiments in destruction. Our tests are not polluting the atmosphere. Our deterrent weapons are guarded against accidental explosion or use. Our doctors and scientists stand ready to help any nation measure and meet the hazards to health which inevitably result from the tests in the atmosphere. But to halt the spread of these terrible weapons, to halt the contamination of the air, to halt the spiraling nuclear arms race, we remain ready to seek new avenues of agreement. Signing the Test Ban Treaty, this can be done now. Test ban negotiations need not and should not await general disarmament. Second, stopping the production and preventing their transfer to any nation. Therefore, the United States recommends that all member nations earmark special peacekeeping units in their armed forces to be on call of the United Nations, to be specially trained and quickly available, and with advanced provision for financial and logistic support. In addition, the American delegation will suggest a series of steps to improve the United Nations machinery for the peaceful settlement of disputes, for on-the-spot fact-finding, mediation, and adjudication, for extending the rule of international law. For peace is not solely a matter of military or technical problems. It is primarily a problem of politics and people. All of us salute the brave cosmonauts of the Soviet Union. The new horizons of outer space must not be riven by the old bitter concepts of imperialism and sovereign claims. The cold reaches of the universe must not become the new arena of an even colder war. To this end, we shall urge proposals extending the United Nations Charter to the limits of man's exploration in the universe, reserving outer space for peaceful use, prohibiting weapons of mass destruction in space or on celestial bodies, and opening the mysteries and benefits of space to every nation. We shall propose further cooperative efforts between all the nations in weather prediction and eventually in weather control.
Good morning, everyone. Hold on. Hope. Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay? Test 1, test 2. Sweet Tea, hello. Don, hello. Doing an audio check real quick. Okay, good. I'll turn these off. I love that speech by JFK. That was 1961, the United Nations General Assembly. And back then they were talking about weather control. He said, at the end of that speech, he said, what did he say?
Your bodies and opening the mysteries and benefits of space to every nation. We shall propose further cooperative efforts between all the nations in weather prediction and eventually in weather control.
The cooperation of all nations in weather prediction and eventually in weather control. 1961. So what? 70, 80, 90, 01, 11, 21. So that's 60, what? 4 years? 64 years ago, he's talking about weather control. So 64 years later, do we have weather control? Yeah, absolutely. And I love that speech because they talk about the Cold War and weapons of mass destruction and the big nuclear bomb. And really today, the weapons of mass destruction are viruses, things you can't see, things you can't disarm. You know what I mean? Things that normal people like us aren't even, we don't even understand how that stuff works. So, is it propaganda? Who's to say? What is that noise? All right. How are you guys doing today? I had to pay for StreamYard because, you only get 20 hours a month. So I'd have to go until the 12th without streaming, going live if I didn't want to pay. And it's like $44 a month, unless you do it annually, and then it's like $35. But I'm not paying $400 for StreamYard, so I don't know. But I wanted to go live today because I just feel like something bad's getting ready to happen. I hate saying that, but for one thing, tomorrow's the fake October 7th anniversary for whatever nonsense happened over in Isreal, Palestine on October 7th, allegedly. That's tomorrow. So we shall see. Let me stop this screen here. I had a super long weekend. The economy sucks so bad that I just barely made my minimum amount of money that I wanted to make for doing 4 events, and I'm talking minimum amount of money that I wanted to make. And I did make it, but just barely. So there were some of the Maple Valley Farmers Markets that I did earlier in the season, like the first couple. I made more money and then sold out like halfway through the market. I made more money in 2.5 hours than I did in 4 days of setting up my tent, so if that just says anything, you can make, but that was because, partly I made so much money because of the Dubai. It was so popular back then. I was making half of that money that I'm making was probably Dubai bars, now that I think about it, but it was still just a lot busier. So it is what it is. The haunted forest, it's the people that come there spend a lot of money. It just needs to be more. It just needs to be more people, but hopefully it gets busier towards the later in the month. So I'll be doing Fridays and Sundays at that, and then I got 2 events every Friday this month. I got the 2 more farmers markets, and then a Halloween event on the 25th, which is a Saturday. And then the kids walk at the forest on Sundays. So should be a good month. We'll see. But man, people are fucking broke. I tell you what, you can just feel it. And I don't know what's getting ready to happen in Seattle, guys, but I think the Mariners might win the World Series this year. And I think it's going to be for all the wrong reasons. Because I think that what's happening in Portland right now, the stage, like the final showdown, the final boss is going to be Bob Ferguson in Washington State. I think they're going to have an Antifa showdown here. They're already ramping up the propaganda and the violence a little bit here. So I have some videos on that. It's getting hard everywhere. People are slowing their spending. They are, Don. Yeah, it's no lie. And I mean, I don't blame them. You know, I even have, a lot of vendors wanting to trade, which I always do, but it's just kind of a sign that, you'll have vendors that want to trade when they don't have anything else to do. They don't have, they're just sitting around. So that happened a couple times this weekend. It is what it is. I did one thing. There's a few good things that came out of this. I mean, once it all turns around, I think I'm going to be doing really well. If I can survive through this economy, I can survive through pretty much anything. So just got to stay flexible. Going to work on my packaging a little bit. I got one of my friends' boxes for their cheesecake here that I've been looking at. And I really like how they do their labels and stuff. So I'm just going to spice up my advertising a little bit, my packaging. All right, let's see what we got here. Sorry, guys. I'm just rambling. Still waking up. And if you want to come up, Don, let me know. Bullshit a little while. Or Sweet Tea or whoever. Let's see here. All right. I'm so sick of Benjamin Netanyahu, but I just want to listen to him talk for a few seconds. Got to keep your enemies close.
Well, we accepted the deal.
It's 2:00 in the morning here, and this is what people are doing outside, these motherfuckers.
As did all the world. It was President Trump's plan. Hamas says that it accepted the deal. Now the onus is on Hamas. This plan consists of two parts. The first part is releasing all the hostages. Israel makes a tactical withdrawal, stays in Gaza. And then the second part is meant to demilitarize Gaza and disarm Hamas. That will be negotiated. But the first part is there. It's agreed upon. And that could be indeed the beginning of the end of the war. And as I said, since we accepted it, we have to see what Hamas will do. If Hamas will accept it, I think it's a very good sign. If Hamas doesn't accept it, and it's a possibility that we always take into mind, then Israel will receive, as President Trump says, the full support of the United States to forcefully act against it, to bring about an end to the war. I prefer, obviously, that.
Which I don't agree with. I think that guy should defend his own fucking bullshit. He's such a fucking piece of shit. Yuck. God, I hate that guy. What's up, Coach Train? Yeah, Don, I'll drop the link. I'll drop it in I'll play a few videos and give us something to get pissed off about. Then I'll bring you up. So let's just move on from that guy. This guy is apparently a veteran, and it's a 6-minute video, but I'm going to play like 45 seconds. We'll just listen to it real quick.
This is Man at Combat Veteran. I've been paying attention to all this shit going down with this government shutdown. I want people to understand something. Trump is threatening to overtake this country with his dictator fascist ways. I've had enough. I'm ready to fight back. And I do mean ready to fight back. Fuck Donald Trump. I know you're fucking going to see this video, Trump, because your piece of shit people now have control of this TikTok platform. Fuck you. I'm going to be one of those people you're going to be looking for. And guess what? You ain't going to find me, motherfucker. You may see this face right now. I ain't going to look the same. You think you're going to find me? Good luck. You see, I got training. And there are plenty of other fucking veterans on this fucking country's land that have training like me. We are not a joke. We are not to be taken lightly. Underestimate us at your own fucking peril.
Oh boy. So I don't know. I mean, my first thought to that is like, why the rap music in the background? If you want to be taken seriously as a man, and a former veteran, you know, why are you playing rap music in the background like that? I mean, is it just for clicks and views? Are you trying to have a little rhythm to your speech that you're giving? And you're probably just going to end up in jail talking like that. And, you know, I don't recommend recording videos about, oh, you're not going to be able to find me and all this kind of bullshit. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be able to find you. We're going to be able to look you up on the local jail roster because you're a lunatic. And you can't go around threatening Donald Trump. Like, I don't agree with a lot of shit he's doing either. But, you know, you can't be doing that shit. So let's move on to the next one. Mariners win their first in 24 years. And like I said earlier, I think that it's potential that, you know, I just have a feeling that the Mariners could possibly win the World Series this year, and it could be for all the wrong reasons. I just have a feeling that there's going to be a showdown in Seattle with the federal government and fake Antifa and ICE. And I mean, this is where they're all hiding. This is where all the Mexicans are at. I mean, I know they're in LA and all that or whatever, but there's a lot of people up here that are, you know, this is the sanctuary fucking state or whatever. So I don't know. It's my own thoughts. I don't buy into all the fucking hoopla with the sports and shit like that. And it's crazy because the bridges around here are just mysteriously getting fucked up by people. And they're not saying who's doing it. They call them bridge strikes, overpasses, or, you know, the first one that caught my eye. Well, first of all, they started doing construction on bridges. Like 3 bridges they got, you know, so they choke traffic, you know, and in Washington state, certain parts of the state around here, you know, like it's just one way in, one way out, basically. And so they started choking off these bridges. And then there was a bridge between Buckley and Enumclaw that got hit. And it's going over the, I can't remember what river that is right there. It might be the White River. And somebody hit it, and they hit all 7 of the beams above. You know, it's like a metal bridge that goes over the river. So now the bridge is completely shut down. It's been shut down. And so people that like have jobs or go to school, it literally takes 30 seconds to cross that bridge. Now it's a 38-mile detour to get there, and then 38 miles to get back. And there's a lot of people that, you know, that they go to school and they work right in the other town right there because you could just cross the fucking bridge. And then the governor came out and took a picture, said it should be done between October 31st and November 15th. Well, I'll put money on it. It ain't going to be done by then. There ain't no fucking way. They're going to just keep stalling out. Then, and they didn't say who did it. They didn't say who did it. And I mean, this bridge is fucked up. I thought trucks and shit are designed not to fucking, you know, and how does it damage a fucking metal bridge? Then it happened again on Highway 67, which is a major freeway here. and right at Algona Pacific, and then they show the fucking concrete's all fucked up. A truck hit the under the overpass. I call it's like a terrorist attack. So anyway, and a lot of people are saying that. You guys know I'm like the conspiracy guy. So if I'm going to say, oh, it's fucking the government or it's a conspiracy, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, because you guys, that's just how I am. But you go on Facebook and everybody's saying that now. Lots of people, other than the bots and the people that are on there to fucking steer the narrative the other direction. A lot of people that live in that area, they're fucking fed up with it. And they're like, it's got to be on purpose and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, if the Mariners continue to win and they would like bring the World Series here, I mean, the traffic is going to be absolutely a fucking nightmare. And then they're going to throw in protesting and all that kind of bullshit. It's a recipe for disaster. I thought Taco Bell's was Mexican. I don't get the joke, Don. When you come up, you have to explain that to me, the Taco Bells. I must have said something about Taco Bells. What do we got here? This one was for Theme. This is the Yankees yesterday, I think.
Down and gone. Baby! Goodbye! Brad Jr. strikes again!
I just can't help but to think like the energy that is in that stadium right there. And it's like this, all across the world when it comes to people running into an end zone, throwing a ball into a hoop, hitting a ball over a fence. And there's people, they'll talk about it at work, and it's nonstop. And I guess there's nothing wrong with that, but what if everybody concentrated that much on talking about the government and, making sure that our life was, we were living our lives to our fullest potential and holding the people in power accountable instead of everybody cheering for a baseball. I don't know. There's something very weird about that. I could understand if the world was perfect, it was doing good, there was nothing really to worry about. But when it's just fucked up, I just don't get it. Let's move on here. So this is in Washington, D.C. There's huge protests going on in Washington, D.C.
You're a loomer. She's a foreign agent. Works for Israel. You're a sellout. You're a traitor to your own country. We're America first. We don't support Israel.
You were just saying fuck Trump the other day.
Stop working for a foreign country.
I have video you saying fuck Trump the other day.
Do you get paid by the Mossad? Do you get paid directly, or do you get paid by an organization? You and Laura Loomer, you are fucking traitors.
Yo, I'll say this, dude.
You are traitors. You are
I'll
racist.
say this.
You are traitors.
At least
you're a Loomer. She's a...
So I don't know if you guys know who Laura Loomer is. She was on Joe Rogan, and she is like an Israeli whatever. But this is becoming more and more of a thing, and I've always just purposely stayed away from this thing, but it's getting more and more prevalent. Hold on, let's see here. Take it easy on Thingdu today. His Yankees got destroyed and the Bills lost to the... Oh, yeah, and you already know, Coach Rain, I'm going up on the panel. I finally get a free day. I've got a Buffalo, New England thing here, too. Yep. He had a fuck day. I was blowing up the group text last night up until the game started, and then I left it alone. I wanted to talk some shit so bad last night in the group text, but when people love their sports, it's not good to right when they lose to be like, ah, you know what I mean? Because you're liable to fight. thing to be liable to fucking fly over here and beat the shit out of me. So figured I'd give him at least 12 hours. But yeah, right? That's a win all around. It's hilarious. I mean, so the Yankees have to win 3 in a row now, I think, right? In order to survive this. They lose, they're out. Because this is best of 5. I think that's what Slim said yesterday on his show. You would have done it? I know Brian would have. Brian, in fact, I don't know. It's going to be funny if Brian comes around today. I think his Jets lost to the Saints. So that's hilarious. Yeah, I had a when the Sonics one year they were like the number 1 seed. This is back in the 90s. They lost in the first round, I think, to Golden State. And, we were huge. My boss had he would give us tickets and stuff. We worked at a bingo hall, and he was just like a really rich Native American guy, had all kinds of season tickets. And, we could wear, Sonics to work. And I mean, my buddy Scott and his wife, they were like beyond fucking fans. I mean, like psychotic fans. And my buddy Rick, he was always he was a Dallas Cowboys fan. I don't know which basketball team. He probably like the Lakers or something. He always rooted for other teams for some reason. He called them and he called my buddy Scott, excuse me, and was fucking rubbing in. My buddy Scott wanted to fucking kill him. I mean, he was so pissed off. He couldn't believe that I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. This is back when, when we're in our 20s and shit. The Sean Kemp days, yep. Those were the days. Sean Kemp. And then, I have I have a picture with Sean Kemp from a few years ago. I did a Christmas party. I was catering a Christmas party with my desserts, and he gave a speech. It was at the Emerald Downs racetrack, horse track. And he was saying that the Sonics were coming back to Seattle eventually. But I knew he was going to be there. I bought a brand new Sonics jacket. One of those starter. I went to the Tacoma Mall and bought it. And I brought it specifically to have him sign it. And then I have a giveaway, a Christmas giveaway. And that's one of my buddies. And he did. He signed it for me. And we took a picture. So I have the picture with that jacket on. And then I did a drawing and gave the jacket away to some dude named Gordon, won it. Which was pretty cool. But then he, I don't know exactly the details, but I think somebody somehow, I don't know if he does drugs or what. Maybe he does, but somebody stole his cell phone or robbed him or did something. And he was able to track his iPhone or something or tablet to the Tacoma Mall. And he found these guys in the Tacoma Mall parking lot and fucking shot at him and got arrested. And he just recently, I think, got off with like no jail time. So yeah, but they were they were huge back then. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, Detlef Shrimp, Sleepy Sam, Perkins. Who else was back then? I don't even remember who else we had. Had a good team, but Payton and Kemp for sure. But yeah, okay. So with this Palestine thing, this is my prediction for Seattle. This is where one of these major showdowns is going to take place. It's just like the Portland thing. I think that's just like a trial run. They're just kind of seeing what works and what doesn't work. And the big showdown is going to be in Seattle. Because remember Seattle, that's where they did that Chaz, where they did like their own autonomous fucking, city that they made in downtown Seattle. Sorry, I drink some water. We got the people here. This is like Seattle is like ground zero for that type of shit. you know, the whole city of Seattle. And they're not like, I'm sure the people from Portland will come up, but I've dealt with a couple of them, couple of the like Antifa people before up here. And it just, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So I think that, I don't know, man. If the World Series comes to Seattle, I could totally see like a game, you know, one of the World Series games at the, I don't even know what they call it now, Lumen Field or whatever the fuck it is, Safeco, Century Link. What the fuck do they call that? T-Mobile Arena, maybe. You know, let's say that stadium's packed for the World Series, then all of a sudden there's huge fucking protests, or, you know, you have all these like Antifa fucking vandals come and break all the fucking windows and shit, or slash all the tires. Who knows? I just feel like something bad's coming to Seattle. So, and you know, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't know enough about to speak on it. I'm not saying, they just want you to choose a side. They want you to choose a side no matter what. That's how they win. It doesn't matter if you're for Israel or Palestine. If you even choose a side or go down that, you know, that's how they get you. Are you left? Are you right? Are you Republican? Are you Democrat? Are you black? Are you white? Are you Asian? Are you Hispanic? Are you rich? Are you poor? You know, it's always about division. I mean, does this guy not have something fucking better to do with his life? I mean, seriously. Unless, you know, I mean, because there's probably, you know, our country's so fucked up, there's probably people that live on his block or in his own family that could use some help. You know, like either they're alcoholics or on drugs, or they can't pay their rent, or their car is about to break down, and here he is.
Foreign agent works for Israel. You're a sellout. You're a traitor to your own country. We're America first. We don't support Israel.
You were just saying fuck Trump the other day.
Stop working for a foreign country.
I have a video you saying fuck Trump the other day.
So, I don't know, guys. There's a lot of unhappy people out there. Let's see what we got here. This is Portland.
Been assaulted here, and we're live, right? We got it. Okay. So now we're gonna get assaulted. You're gonna be pushed. You're gonna be. Don't get up! Wait, where'd it go? I don't know, man.
Now, when I watch these videos, I just think of, I just see, you know, this is in Portland and with Antifa and all that nonsense. I honestly, just as my honest to God opinion of it, I think it's all bullshit. I think that these guys are all actors. You know, there might actually be some retarded people down there, you know, they're literally clinically retarded, that are down there thinking that they're going to be part of a protest. But I think for the most part, that's my honest opinion. I think that these guys are just fucking actors, man. All of them. The people on the ground you know, wrestling around here. I don't even think that they're not doing anything to anybody. This whole thing is kabuki theater. All of those people in the yellow jackets. And why do we have this person in Wonder Woman boots? And what the fuck is this guy wearing? A plastic medical hat? You know what I'm saying? And then that lady shines the light. how did, or whoever, how do they know to shine that light?
I know. I've been like neutral. I had to pick this up because it got. Yes, I have. I had to pick this up because it got dropped. Yes, I did. I got as much as I could. I didn't see it, and I was asking people what happened. I almost had somebody hold the camera until I saw there's medics there to help him. Hey, there's an ambulance coming in. Get out of the middle of the street.
I think that whole thing is just all a facade. I really honestly believe that. I don't know if you guys know anything about crisis actors and how all those fucking people work in tandem with each other. You know, I mean, you could just look at the Charlie Kirk situation. You know, there are people out there that do this kind of stuff, and you know, as somebody that I just like really kind of pride myself on being able to just having discernment, you know, just a gift from God of just natural discernment, you know, and the ability to read between the lines and just put your finger on the pulse of reality. And, you know, people I think are just so caught up in, I can't put it to words, but for me personally, I don't believe any of it. I do not believe this. I think that it's all staged, and that means a lot of that stuff is staged. So I don't put any stock into it, and I just think it's kabuki theater. And speaking of which, and this is Washington State, and this was yesterday, and this was a couple days ago. So this was maybe Friday. This was on Friday, and we have Brandy Cruz, who she's really, she's probably the number one person that calls out our liberal government here in Washington State, you know. And one thing that we have to deal with now, and I have it on video, paid actors, exactly, Coach Rain. And, you know, speaking of paid actors, and I have this on video, there's people going around here so we have signature gatherers that are like, you know, they're trying to gather signatures to prevent boys from playing in girls' sports. Okay. Now, there's a hidden agenda behind that, but just on the surface, that sounds fucking normal. Of course, nobody wants fucking tranny boys pretending to be girls playing in girls' sports, hurting girls, breaking all their records. It's fucking retarded. It's stupid. It's crazy town talk. Of course, we don't want that. Well, these people, these rainbow fucking tranny satanic monsters that look like gremlins are going around. Well, they'll either go up to the table and they'll act like they're going to sign the petition, and then they'll put X's through all the signatures, or they'll just grab the clipboards and run off with them. And that's what happened at a Fred Meyer that I was at last week. The cops were already there when I got there. There was a lady, same thing, signatures to prevent the boys from playing in the girls' sports. And this 6 foot tall, 250 pound, I think she was a woman, wearing a unicorn rainbow fanny pack with her ass crack hanging out. And just the weirdest, you know, dyke haircut, grabbed those pamphlets. Apparently she doesn't think that it's nothing wrong with boys hurting girls in girls' sports. So she got arrested, and I recorded it. I recorded it for my own personal thing. And I told her, I was like, you shouldn't be. She's like, stop recording me. I was like, it's a public place. We can record you if we want. And I was like, you shouldn't be touching people's shit if you don't want you don't want to be recorded. And I told that lady, I said, this is a tactic that these people use all over Washington. And she was recording too, as a black lady that was getting the signatures. Well, her video went viral with Brandy Cruz, this lady. And, so this is in Olympia, our state capital, and Brandy Cruz brings on a 16-year-old girl who wants to talk about the boys in the sports and her her own personal experience with it. Well, so Brandy sent out a memo, and I would have went, but I'm sorry, I just have more important things to do right now. Now, if I had to work. Now, my granddaughter is a different situation. I will personally go to the school and I'll fucking, I don't even want to speak it. Okay. I'm not even going to go there. I won't, it's not going to happen in my world with my granddaughter. But so Brandy Cruz called for all these men to come out there that don't think that boys should play in girls sports to protect her right of free speech, the 16-year-old girl. And good thing they did, because Antifa was out there trying to stop her, and they were playing like alarms and shit like that.
I love this. You guys are going to make me cry. It is a sad state of affairs when a 16-year-old girl needs private security to come here and speak with you all today to feel safe. Let's go. It's not right. We won't stand for it. And we're going to make sure that she can come up here and she can talk about how this impacts her, and she can feel safe. And all of you are going to help her do that, right? Yeah. I want to introduce you to one of the bravest young women I know. It's her homecoming day. But before she gets glammed up, there is nothing she wanted to do more than come down here and tell her story. I'll give you a little bit of a precursor. She's been on our show. She sat out her final game of the year because a biological boy was playing on the other team. Yeah! That's bravery, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you to join me in welcoming Tumwater High School junior, 16-year-old Frances Stout.
And so good for all these guys to come out there and stand around her and protect her. But at the same time, I don't really see a lot of men out there. And I'm not trying to be rude. I see a lot of fucking fatsos that are probably liberals, and where are all the like real guys at? I see a couple. Washington is a fucking shithole, man. It really is. Hey, Patty. Hey, Osada, good to see you. Hope you did good in sales this weekend. I did okay. Thank you. I definitely put in the work. And it's just, I'm doing these Halloween events. The farmer's market's just all but dead. There's 2 more weeks. I may not even go this Saturday. It depends on the weather. It looks like it's going to be horrific rain. And if it is, nobody comes. So I'll figure something else out. But I did okay. Hopefully later in the season, later this month, it'll even get better. So, but thank you. Hope you're doing good as well. But so these guys came out and surrounded her. She's telling her story. And then, of course, you can hear the alarms and shit in the background from Antifa.
Thank you, Brandy. You got it. Good afternoon. My name is Frances Stout. Some of you may be aware of the journey I've embarked on to bring attention to the lies that are being told in the state of Washington and very far beyond.
And see, this is what I don't get. She's trying to talk, and so Brandy called all these guys to come out, and then they allow some fucking moron to blast that siren. All right, well, guys, okay, if you guys are men, go out there and fucking smash that guy or whoever it is, smash their fucking face in with that bullhorn that they have. Fuck their fucking free speech. This girl is trying to talk about something very important about, boys, hurting girls in sport. Oh my God, if I was there, I would, but these police are there to protect those people with the fucking bullhorns, because when it comes down to it, with our governor and shit, anybody that fucks with Antifa, you'll just get arrested. I guarantee it. That's what really enrages me. So, someone's going to have to take one for the team here.
There seems to be a few misconceptions about the narrative surrounding Title IX, as well as threats that
I won't play any more of it. It's just, good for her for speaking out. She shouldn't have to speak out. There should be fucking the people with platforms, whoever the real men are in this state with fucking power and money should be fucking up there with her talking. They should be fucking really outraged about it. Like all of us are that, like what the fuck are we supposed to do about it? The only thing I can do about it is protect my own, and just, that's where somebody with no power or influence can draw the line. It's just, you got to protect your own, your own family from this kind of shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. For me personally, I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is yet on that. Let's see here. That's what I heard. Oh yeah, I don't have to put these up here anymore, right? Because are my comments on the screen now? Yeah, they are, right? You guys can see the comments on the screen without me highlighting them now, right? But I'll still highlight them. That's what I have heard, that IE will protect that. Yeah, no, they will. Yeah. Didn't Trump just outlaw Antifa as a terrorist? Yeah, he did, supposedly. I don't know if that's true or not, but they're definitely not. That's what I'm saying. That's why this is all a facade, because, we know damn well if they were literally like a legit terrorist organization, that they would, and so who is the number one terrorist organization on the planet right now? Would you guys say probably Hamas, right? Well, I don't know how much you guys know about Hamas, but I don't know anything about Hamas. So, but let me get to this. Let me go to the bottom of my bookmarks, and I'll go back. Here it is. This is in Washington, D.C. Was it the 51 second mark, I think? Hold on, guys. At the 15-second mark. Okay, where's that at? So this is in Washington, D.C., and apparently these two guys right here, the shirt says, "Long live the student intifada." And apparently this the guy on the right here, the taller one, he is wearing, that's a straight up Hamas outfit. That green bandana, that's Hamas. So this is a straight up terrorist right here. Like, if you want, and then, but what you'll notice, and this is why I say that all this is staged and it's all kabuki theater, because let's say that they're working in tandem, the guy behind the camera and those people, there's just all costume, they're in Halloween costumes or whatever, not really terrorists. Look at all the police behind them. You've got a group of 3 talking to, behind him to his right. And then you've got one cop over here by the garbage can. There's a couple more back there over to his left. There's at least almost a dozen cops behind him, behind this so-called terrorist. And is it just a coincidence that out of all these people that are here, he's just going to be in the back by himself? Oh, not by anybody else? But yeah, so I mean, take it as you will. So when they say that Antifa is a terrorist organization, I don't buy it, because they're just going to continue to do what they do. Now, will they pop off some type of false flag and then go after them? Yes, eventually. Let me get back to where I was at. Sorry, guys. Okay.
That I call the totalitarian tiptoe. It's another perceptual mind manipulation technique. And that works like this. You are at A, and you know that your agenda is going to take the world to Z. But you know if you go from A to Z in too big a leap, the changes in society are going to be so fundamental that many people are going to look up from the game show and the sport, and they're going to say, what's going on? Ethel, what's going on here? Look what they're doing. So you don't go in big leaps. You use the totalitarian tiptoe. You go as fast as you can, but not so fast that people start to see the pattern and realize that it's all connected. So you'll go from A to B, or maybe go to D if you can get away with it, and so on. But all the time, you're moving towards this Z goal, which is total human control. And I have this phrase that I use: know the outcome, and you'll see the journey. This is why it's crucial to uncover what the agenda's outcomes are planned to be. Because once you know that, you can see the stepping stones, the totalitarian tiptoe to those outcomes. If you don't know what the outcomes are planned to be, then all these events just appear random. Oh, something else has happened. Oh, that's happened. Oh, now that's happened. But there's no connection apparently between the two. But if you know what the outcome is planned to be, know the outcome, and you'll see the journey, because you'll see that these events, through problem, reaction, solution, not least, are using the excuses to push us on to those outcomes.
Problem, reaction, solution. That's how they get us. That's David Icke, if you guys don't know who he is. He is the guy that is always, he is the ultimate conspiracy theorist. He is banned from all of the platforms. So they've just recently kind of let him, but he's probably one of the most, shut down guys on the planet because of what he talks about. So take that for what you will, but that was a nice little speech right there, because he's right. They don't go from A to Z. They go from A to B to D. They just kind of string us along, little distractions here until they get to their ultimate goal. I don't know if you guys know who Thomas Massey is. He is a senator. Last year, he was talking about Israel, and then 20 days later, his 51-year-old wife died mysteriously, and they still have not released why she died. And this is what he said.
Buddy but me has an AIPAC person.
What does that mean, an AIPAC person?
It's like your babysitter, your AIPAC babysitter, who is always talking to you for AIPAC. They're probably a constituent in your district, but they are firmly embedded in AIPAC. And
every member has something like this?
That's how it works on the Republican side. And when they come to DC, you go have lunch with them, and they've got your cell number, and you have conversations with them.
That's absolutely crazy.
I've had 4 members of Congress say, I'll talk to my AIPAC person. And it's literally what we call them, my AIPAC guy. I'll talk to my AIPAC guy and see if I can get them to dial those ads back.
Why have I never heard this before?
Why would they want to tell their constituents that they've basically got a buddy system with somebody who's representing a foreign country? It doesn't benefit the congressman for people to know that, so they're not going to tell you that.
So that interview with Tucker Carlson was, let's see here, hold on. So he did that interview on June 7th, 2024 with Tucker Carlson, where he criticized AIPAC's influence. And then 20 days later, on June 27th, his 51-year-old wife died. And they're not saying why she died. They did, however, say that there is an unverified claim on social media that the cause was respiratory complications of chronic autoimmune myopathy. But it's not from a reliable source or reported in major news outlets. So if you talk about Israel like Charlie Kirk did, you'll get your neck blown off. If you talk about Israel like Thomas Massey did, your wife may die. So depending on, what your influence is, how far your reach is, depending on, what they decide they're going to do to you, I guess. I don't know exactly how it works. Thanks for telling us who they are. I like the people you have on, but don't know their names. Yes. I try to do a little bit of research, when I do the videos, if I don't know either, because I feel like we're all pretty much in the same boat a lot of times. Like, a lot of the shit we hear, but we don't really know too much about. So yes, no problem. All righty. What else we got? All right. I watched this video more than once. This is a Good Samaritan taking out a Walmart shoplifter.
Hey, did he pay for it? Huh? Pick it up then. If you didn't steal it, pick it up. What? You paid for it? Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up, you fucking bitch.
Pick it up. Pick it the up. Pick it the up then if you paid for it, bitch. Pick it the up. I'm tired of you pieces of Get the out of here. Hey, did he pay for it? Huh? Pick it up then.
Yeah, and that guy looks at him. He's like, "Yep, I don't want none." So, I fucking love that shit. Okay, so now it's weird timing. The president of El Salvador, I don't know his name, they designated, MS-13 and the 18th Street gangs as terrorists, and they have locked up everybody that does anything bad in El Salvador. They're like the front runners for the whole digital ID and all that bullshit. They're, it's like ground zero down there. Now they're saying, for whatever reason, why they're putting this all over X, that president came out and said that we should expose or jail or corrupt judges, something like that. Okay. And then I see this. Judge Goldstein. This is a Democratic judge, I think in South Carolina.
You can hear this thing burning.
So people, I think, said there was an explosion. Hold on. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. What were the details behind the judge's house that exploded in South Carolina? The incident took place on October 4th, Colton County, South Carolina, at the Edisto Beach, home of Circuit Court Judge Diane Goodstein. Authorities reported there was an apparent explosion that preceded or triggered the fire, which then destroyed the house. At the time, Judge Goodstein was not at home. She was walking her dogs on the beach. Her husband, former state senator Arnold Goodstein, along with two others, likely family, were inside or near the residence when the explosion happened. Hold on. Where was I at? An explosion happened. They were rescued, some by kayak and hospitalized. Arnold Goodstein reportedly jumped from a window to escape injuries. 3 people were hospitalized. 1 person was airlifted. Okay, but how was it? Why? What exploded? As of now, it is not confirmed whether this was arson or accidental, so they don't know if it was arson. Authorities are treating it as a suspicious and exploring all possibilities. The fire comes amid reports, threats to Judge Goodstein in previous weeks after she made a ruling that temporarily blocked the South Carolina Election Commission from releasing voter data to the U.S. Department of Justice in relation to a federal request under then President Trump's executive order. So, take that as you will. There are some good true crime people in South Carolina always calling out judges that protect dirtbags. Interesting. Well, that definitely is no regular fire. And it definitely was an explosion. So I would not be surprised if we don't see more. Okay, here we go. Here's El Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele suggests it's time for the United States to impeach corrupt judges. So, what is going on? Are we really in a civil war? All right, let's see what this guy says real quick.
I was wrong about Trump and this entire administration. It started with the Epstein files and all the BS that surrounded that when Trump and his whole team ran on exposing that. Kash Patel, Bongino, we're going to expose that if they had the power, and they never did. Pam Bondi saying she had the files on her desk, she saw the videos, nothing. And now the icing on the cake for me is this whole Charlie Kirk assassination narrative. If you believe that crap, if you believe the stuff coming from the feds, if you believe the text messages, you're an idiot, because that whole thing is completely bunk. Has Fed operation cover up written all over it. I'm done. And when you start looking at the videos, when you start analyzing that front wound right here on his neck, that was an exit wound. He was shot from behind. He was not shot from the front. They're covering it up. It's a massive cover up. And I'm done with this whole administration. They're all frauds. Trump is a fraud. Vance is a fraud. He's in bed with Peter Thiel and Palantir, scooping up all of our data for an AI database system that's going to track and follow us every digital step we go. Pam Bondi, she's a fraud. Kash Patel's fraud. Bongino, a fraud. It was my mistake thinking that Trump and this new, young administration would do anything different than they had before. I was already clued in that any other election in my lifetime, presidential election, going back to my childhood, no matter who the candidate was, it was 2 sides of the same coin. Whoever won, we would have got the same result, right? So you go back, Al Gore would have got the same result. John McCain, same result. John Kerry, same result. Mitt Romney would have got the same result. And Kamala, I guarantee we would have the same result. It doesn't matter. We got to wake up and realize that, as George Carlin said,
it's a big club and you ain't in it.
It is the elites versus the little people. It's not a left and right issue. Yeah, we can argue about different social and economic things, but when it comes down to it, it is a larger picture of an elite power structure that is subjugating us.
And, I don't think that it's healthy for people to obsess over, and get all worked up and stuff, have to breathe heavily to describe this, doomsday is coming around the corner. But I do wish people would start waking up a little bit more to at least opening their mind to the idea that a lot of this really is kabuki theater and staged, and a lot of it is not, he's right. I don't think it matters. Presidents are not elected. They're selected. And it's an auction, and it goes to the highest bidder. That's just how it works. I've seen so much compelling evidence about Charlie, I don't know what to believe anymore. Yeah, 100%, Coach Train. I mean, anybody that says, nope, this is the way it happened, and, you know, they're wrong. You know, none of us, I mean, I personally, you know, my opinion is that there was many people involved working in tandem. How many people, I think, is, you would sound crazy. You would have to sound insane to really speak the truth of what really happened with that. I mean, that's just my own belief. Stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous. Yep, you already know. Hey, Slim, what up? So I didn't get a chance to respond, but I know when I said that music video dropped with Upchurch, I don't think it was the one that you were saying. I listened to it. I can't remember the name. It was like a 6-minute one. I thought it was pretty dope. I'm going to have to go back and listen to it again. The music industry is crooked, or... Hold on. Right, Upchurch. What was it called? Music City Makes a Killing. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to a couple of seconds of this song.
Words live up to the feathers thereof. A rooster's job is making man something not enough. And we all race the sun, trying to keep up with the moon. Staying dry from all storms, so we soak up skies blue. For what it's worth, just remember, I run with no pretenders. So if you do not love me tender, probably cause the vengeance cut the rope of the ones trying to hang the wrong pitch. Leaving a lot of silence for them downtown singers. Many lyrics unfinished, many flowers not given. Our position in the riffs is to be a collision. Without a dollar to my name, the soul remains the same. Became a staple, cause the singing that I sang. Music City made a killing. Kind of won't remember. 6 strings, 6 rounds. Got you 6 until they get you. Give a dozen rebel roll.
Damn, he's fucking talented, man. I fucking love Ryan Upchurch, dude. His music fucking rocks. All right. I mean, he's just constantly cranking out new stuff. Meanwhile, the Eagles are charging $800 to sing Hotel California for the 9 millionth time. Okay, let's see here. Let's get back to the X-Files.
Unit, the Navy SEALs to tear up, deployed a brand new unit, the Navy SEAls to tear up Mekong River Delta. Problem with Vietnam, we stopped fighting to win. We would have won easy. We would have won Afghanistan easy. Would have won every war easy. But we got politically correct. Let's take it easy. We're not politically correct anymore, just so you understand. We win. Now we win. Deployed a brand new...
Yeah. Oh, we would have won Afghanistan easy. We would have won Vietnam easy. What? What the fuck are you talking about, Trump? You know what? Shut up. Shut up, stupid. Okay? Did you ever fight in a fucking war, you dummy? I don't think so. So you could sit that one out. Okay? Why don't you ask the soldiers that have, one half of their face left, or, 2 prosthetic legs and a fucking hook? We could have won what easily? You know what I mean? Go fuck yourself for that statement, Trump. Sorry. I call balls and strikes. You trying to bait us into a war or what? I don't get it. Greta Thunberg.
Going on a mass starvation committed by Israel's murder machine. Keep your eyes on Gaza. We have global media reporting about this mission. Where is global media when it comes to reporting about the hell they're going through in this genocide? Where is global media?
Is Greta a trans? Is she taking like hormone therapy or I mean, what is going on here?
When it comes to holding war criminals to account, when it comes to defending their journalist colleagues who are being systematically targeted and killed, risking their lives, reporting about the situation in Gaza. This genocide.
I don't know what her fucking deal is. Do you know, Osada, if there really are National Guard on the ground? I can't figure it out. It's a good question, Patty. I don't, I really honestly think it's all just staged right now, just like propaganda. There's definitely like no martial law or anything like that. So I don't know. It's a good question. I do not know. Well, this is here in Seattle. This is a drug kit that you can get for free. They hand these out to all the drug users and people. And let's see here. What do we got in here? You've got a couple rolls of foil. And you've got, looks like some little, what do you call those little things for the, they put those little candles in them. So you could heat up some drugs in there. I think you could heat up your fucking, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you heat up fentanyl and shoot it? Or I don't know how that works. You smoke it. This looks like some Narcan, maybe. This says opioid, know the science. But this is what gets me the most. This bag here, the Public Health Seattle and King County. It says on the sticker, no judgment, no shaming, no preaching, just love. Just love. And then you got some gloves, and that looks like the thing to strap around your arm to get your vein to pop out type of thing. I'm guessing. I have no idea. So yeah, I mean, if you need drug kits, Seattle's the place to get them. And the thing is, it is ridiculous, Coltrane. And the thing is that I also have a picture of a guy who collected, there's a park in Seattle. He just went around and picked up all the foil from those packets, and he put it in front of the sign of the park and took a picture. And it's just like it's like, you're raking leaves and shit, but it's and that foil still has fentanyl residue on it. And I mean, it's a good thing I'm not in charge. Because I tell you what, there would be, it would end on day one. No, it's not. You're right, Slim. Okay, here we go. So you see that box of foil there? Okay. Let's read what that said. Today's fentanyl foil collected in just 30 minutes near Seattle's School for the Blind. Some foils still loaded and contained residue of lethal fentanyl. King County Public Health continues to hand out foil to drug addicts in Seattle, and then the foils end up in our parks. And next to the School for the Blind. Okay. Just more kabuki theater in Portland.
That dumb bitch you got right there? Bye-bye. All y'all niggas.
Okay, now I remember why I put this one up here. This one is exceptional. Okay. This one, I don't know if these guys are actors, or I think these guys are actually with the life, man. I think these guys are down with their fucking business right here. I mean, these guys are, I think these are like the ignorant. These are the ones that the government is hoping to draw out. So you have all the crisis actors and the paid actors, and then the feds and all the agents. But then they want the ignorant. They're looking for the ignorant to come out because they're the ones that they can use. And here they are. Here's real America at its lowest.
What the fuck? Look at 100 pounds.
Weirdo.
There's usually
And
N-word.
100 pounds in the restaurant I dropped. Bitches knocked that whole pink out. So what's good? What's good? What's good? Come on.
Is it like
My
trailer
hands
bitches
are
if you want them mad? They
Come
don't have teeth to begin with?
I'll beat your ass. You don't scare me. Come on. Come on. You won't say it again, right? Oh, that's how you won't say it again, right? Say it again. Y'all fucking touched me, you weird ass bitches. Y'all touched me, you weird ass bitches. Y'all are weird as that dumb bitch you got right there. Bye bye. All y'all niggas.
Shit, what the fuck? Look at 100 pounds.
Weirdo.
There's usually
And
N-word.
100 pounds in the restaurant I dropped. Bitches knocked that whole pink out.
My God. What in the fuck are we looking at right there? I mean, I just get amazed by some of these humans, man. How far we have fallen. Yep, found near a school for the blind. Can you believe that? I'm surprised they left it behind. Good druggies saved that, right? Well, I think that this is the problem. They're giving free, they have no worries, Patty. They get free drugs, free foil, everything. They don't, they don't need to smoke that last little bit of nasty shit off there anymore. They just go get a brand new pill or something, whatever they get it from the government now, as far as I'm pretty sure. It's just insane. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, look into the DARE program, and I think we were talking about that on Slims too. DARE is fucked up. They are. Yeah, those chicks are white. Can you believe that? I think. It reminds me of, what's her name? That black Barbie chick. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, guys. That's Portland. We watched that one. The video evidence is clear. Supports there's okay. It's more of the Nick Shore. This is more kabuki theater.
Oh, fuck your ass up. I will fuck your ass up. Get out of here. Get out of here now. You're gonna get fucking paid. Don't fucking touch me. Yeah, bitch.
You all right? Okay.
Nice rainbow color. I like your rainbow.
I mean, do people laugh like that in real life? Or do you get paid to laugh like that? I mean, it's just, everything in every fiber of my body says that that's bullshit. I don't know. I should just quit obsessing over it, I guess. All right. This is, I think this guy is running in Britain. I don't know. I like what this guy's saying. It's probably all bullshit too, but.
I do not want to live in a country with Hamas supporters. I want them deported. I want them chucked out. Simple. And I will do everything I can to ensure that happens. I am fed up, by the way, of the centrist dad hand-wringing era, where people say, oh, but might it be against our liberal values? And might our liberalism... I'm not as interested in that as I am in Britain remaining Britain. I am much more interested in that. At every time of national emergency in our nation's history, we gave something up to survive. We did in the Napoleonic Wars. We did in the wars of the 20th century, and we will have to now. This is the thing we give up, extending tolerance to people who do not extend it back to us. It should be over, that is.
Totally agree. Same thing here in America. Fuck it. Fight your own wars, fund your own wars, quit spending our money, stealing our money, and wasting it on stupid shit. But, you know, it's not that they're wasting it on stupid shit. They're stealing it. Let's be honest. They're stealing our money, and they're using it against us. Yep, I call BS too, Slim. All right. Now, I was talking about the bridge strikes here in Washington and my thing with the Mariners winning the World Series. And, you know, we're going to have our traffic is going to be fucked. And then I came across this, and it reminded me, this is so fucking weird. And the bridge in Baltimore won't be rebuilt for years, it says. Our infrastructure woes and delays should frustrate every American. It's even more frustrating when you know how fast and clean other countries build while our wealth and country is plundered before our eyes.
First pylon here at the Key Bridge. Now, work is concluded for the day because they want to make sure that their operation is neighborly to the people that live close to the water here.
And you guys know I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart. So I truly believe this, that somehow, some way, those bridge strikes that are, you know, these anomalies that don't, you know, I've lived in Washington State 52 years. Bridge strikes don't fucking happen. That's why we have the Department of Transportation and, you know, national safety boards and fucking engineers and shit. And, you know what I mean? Rules about how the heights of trucks and shit so they don't hit the fucking bridges. But remember that ship that hit this bridge and knocked that bridge down? I think they're related. I honestly believe that. I have no proof, nothing to base that on, just my own personal opinion. But I think that somehow this little country hick town in Washington State between Buckley and Enumclaw, that bridge being hit is related to the same people do it. Whatever this agenda is to destroy our infrastructure, whatever, I believe it's related. It's my own personal opinion. So I'm keeping an eye on that type of shit. All right, here we have a little treat. Kamala Harris, she's on a book tour, and she claims that because Joe Biden dropped out of the race 120 days before the whatever, she didn't have any time to prepare, and it was still the closest election in the 21st century, and blah, 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 blah. And I think she's on Valium.
And here's the other thing that is quite unprecedented. And it was the tightest, closest presidential election in the 21st century. He does not have a mandate. That is not a mandate. That is not a mandate. And here's the other thing.
Boy, she must. There's women in the chat, so I won't say it. Oh boy, we'll just move along. We've seen the judge's house.
Me. I got her right here pushing me. Arrest her. Right there. You just pushed me. Arrest her. Arrest her. Right there. You terrorist.
You terrorist. Okay. Now the clown that's saying, "Oh, she pushed me, arrest her." You know, dude, okay. Get a fucking life. Everybody in this picture needs to get a life. We got rainbow umbrellas. And you know what's crazy about these rainbow umbrellas right here? These are the same, you know, you don't find, have any of you guys ever seen these rainbow umbrellas in the store? Like, is this just like a common color that you could buy? I'm saying no. If you lose by 1 point or 100 points, you still lose. Yep, exactly. These umbrellas are, we have food vendors out on the streets now that are doing like a shaved fruit with like chamoy and tahini and shit on it. And they have these rainbow umbrellas and they don't have food permits. And it's fucking pissing me off because the health department fined me $217 last year for selling snow cones without a permit. I was set up in front of a pot shop. And I know I'm supposed to have a permit and I can get a permit. And I did end up getting the permit. I paid for the permit and I paid the fucking fine. And this is like literally as far away from the health department as you can get. It's the last town in the county. Okay. They come out there and find, because of social media, they singled me out and they fucking came out there and fined me. Yet now they allow dozens and dozens of unpermitted food vendors right next to the fucking health department. And they're all fucking Mexican and they'll sell, you know, they have raw meat that they're fucking cooking right on their grills, literally right on the fucking sidewalks. And I called them up and fucking got into a huge fucking, not a shouting match. I just fucking cussed them out on the phone for like 10 minutes. And finally, the lady's like, look, I'll put your complaint in, but I'm not going to sit here and get yelled at by you on the phone any longer or something like that. I said, yeah, because you guys are fucking crooked and corrupt. And then I hung up on her. You heard I'm selling rainbow cupcakes now? Yep. And, you know, we had you might as well in this state. We had the farmer's market that I do, you have to be, it's all that tranny fucking gay bullshit. We had Pride Day. You know, here in Tacoma, on the road that I live on, you go downtown, there's Pride, there's still Pride and fucking rainbow shit. You know, like it kind of looks like a bus stop sign, but it says Tacoma All-American City, but it's in rainbow colors. And then the next one it'll just say Pride. It's like, why the fuck do we have these signs? They're like city signs. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I just know that this kind of stuff is just bullshit because those, you know, you don't find those rainbow umbrellas everywhere. And now why are the Mexican people using them? Because they're getting them from the same people that are facilitating and funding Antifa are facilitating and funding those people to go out there and do their food and shit. You know, you can't fool me because I've lived in the same spot my whole life, you know, so I know this area like the back of my fucking hand. I know everybody that lives here.
You domestic terrorist! Whoa, 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 whoa! I got her on the screen pushing me. I got her right here pushing me. Arrest her.
And I don't think that guy can arrest her anyways. And this is why I know it's Kabuki theater, because these guys aren't. He's an officer to protect.
Right here.
Public safety officer. So is that a cop? I mean, maybe they're deputized. Maybe they have arresting powers. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. Can you just can anybody wear something that says public safety officer? I think you can. I don't think that there's anything illegal. I'm going to ask ChatGPT real quick. Can I put on a costume and pretend to be a public safety officer? And the back of my shirt says public safety officer. Is that legal? That's a slippery slope. As long as you're not, using flashlights and telling people what to do and stuff like that, I think you can do it. I'm in Massachusetts. They jam that shit down your throat. Yeah, they do here too. Like, it's just beyond ridiculous. They're all up in our government. We had Pride Day at the farmers market, which, that was like a seriously fag day. And these people, tranny day, these people came out and, they're like, they're professionals. They got money, some of these people, and they're just straight fucking loony town, man. Loony town. Like the dude from Stand By Me. Loony, loony, loony. Your dad is crazier than a shithouse rat. I heard he tried to burn your ear off. Your dad's a loony. Yeah, like that motherfucker. Glorified crowd controllers. Yep. Yeah. Definitely. It's just fucking kabuki theater, in my opinion. What do we got here? Just more of the same shit. I'm going to skip past it. I just feel like all this is just so staged, just the camera movement, from the camera movement to the people that just come in and out of the, they're like, all right, and action. I just wonder if we're headed towards like a global showdown, Is World War III approaching? It's hard to say. Those are all the bookmarks that I have for today. Merch idea, Kabuki Theater t-shirts. Yeah, there you go. My stepdad was Japanese. He passed away in 2005, but one of his friends, Joe Kosai, they opened up a Japanese restaurant, and it was called Kabuki. And I never knew what Kabuki was back then. In fact, I helped insulate the restaurant. This is back when I was a teenager. But yeah, ever since I heard about Kabuki theater, then it just made so much sense. It's just all it is. The world is a stage. Not to say that there isn't real conflict and real problems, and but we're the ones that have real conflict and real problems. These guys are just pushing agendas on us and getting, trying to just control the way we think. I hate missing the rest of your show. Got to get ready for work. It's okay, Patty. I'm jumping off. Thanks, Osada. I always learn stuff on your show. See you all around. I appreciate it. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I paid basically $50 so I could jump back on. I got 6 more days until it resets my free streaming. You get 20 hours of free, but I figured, what the hell? I'll do it. Do it for 1 month. Because I have a feeling that this next month there's going to be a lot to talk about. I mean, judges' houses are burning down, and it's just getting more and more wild. So everybody stay safe, and yeah, I'll probably be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's I hate to sound, crazy town, but tomorrow's the anniversary of October 7th. So something potential there. And then the other two dates that I'm looking at is October 10th, because I don't know if you guys remember the Charlie Kirk, the Erica Kirk country music video when she zip lines in Las Vegas. She zip lines past the number 910, which is the date that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and then the number 1010 appears right after that. So I'm paying attention to that date. And then I'm also paying attention to November 12th, because in 1968, Martin Luther King was killed on April 4th. RFK was killed on June 6th, 2 months and 2 days apart. That would put Charlie Kirk's assassination 2 months and 2 days after that would be November 12th. So stay safe, RFK Jr., because you never know. All right, guys, I will talk to you all tomorrow. We'll play my outro again real quick.
All right. We're going to make some sensual chocolate today on the Tommy Stiggs Hour. As you can see, I gently, with love, place that chocolate in every crevice. Little by little, I cover it lovingly. I can just taste the delicate and beautiful chocolate reeling through my mouth and into my pores. It's an experience you'll never forget.
Awesome. I need that for a commercial.
There is your clip, Osada. That is gonna sell it right there.